Hey, yo, New York! New York, we fucking did it! Harlem, we did it!
And away we go. The Can you guys hear me? How about that? Are we good? We might be good now. We might be good now. We might be good now. All right. So again, we're talking about Abercrombie and Fitch. We're talking about Diddy's bail hearing got denied once again, and man, I have no idea why this happened. So here's a quick rundown, you guys. Once again, Diddy is tied to so many different people. He has dirt on everybody. Okay, I don't think how vast his network you guys understand, because he has people in government, he has people in politics, he has people in the movie industry, music, you name it. Okay, so for him not to get out, this is very telling. I just made a video yesterday, and this whole thing is either A, one big distraction from something bigger, or B, it is the fall of Babylon, literally. Because he has so much dirt on everybody. He has to be telling, which brings me to Mike Jeffries. You have who else? You have, let's see, the mayor, even to a lesser degree of like Little Dirk. Who knows if he has something to do with that? Maybe, maybe not. But anyways, with Mike Jeffries, I think Diddy gave him up. So again, quick rundown for everybody who didn't hear me. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but anyways, this guy hasn't been the CEO for 10 years. Why now? He's from New York. He threw parties just like Epstein and Diddy. He ran a black male trafficking ring, and he's connected to Epstein. And that's a real picture, you guys. That picture right there is an Abercrombie and Fitch store. That's a real store. It has blood, and I don't know what the fuck's going on here. But it tells you the business. It tells you what is going on behind the scenes. And he ran like a ring to where basically he wanted to hire men and women, mostly men, that he said he was going to promise them the world and everything else. And he wanted to use that to his advantage. So if you remember, Lex Wexner, who bought Abercrombie and Fitch, was connected to Epstein. That was Epstein's financier. And Epstein was in charge of all his finances, which is like, why? Like, who is this random guy all of a sudden just being, the entire overseer of his wealth? This guy owns Victoria's Secret, Abercrombie and Fitch, like all these companies, and you just handing it over to some guy that just comes in who just wants to, run things. So it's like, what was their relationship? Everybody said, it could be some weird shit going on. It could be, some lover action there. I think so. Anyways, so Lex Wexner, he owns Victoria's Secret brand as well. So this is a quick sidebar, and I posted this and I did a story on it. But this whole like web of like how it all connects it's insane. So in the 1980s, a string Lex Wexner had a string of acquisitions. In 1982, he purchased Victoria's Secret. This is a crazy story. He purchased Victoria's Secret from this guy named Roy Raymond for $1 million. In 1982, he purchased Lane Bryant, 85, Henry Burnell, all these different acquisitions, right? It says finally in 1988, Abercrombie & Fitch stores were purchased for $46 million. And then he actually had a brand called The Limited that was big in the 90s and whatnot. So there he is. So the crazy story with the Victoria's Secret and Lex Wexner, Roy, who was the original owner of Victoria's Secret, he actually met Lex, and Lex wanted to buy it, and then he was like, I don't like this guy. It's like almost meeting the devil. He literally said that on record. And then he was like, well, I'm not going to sell to you. Then after meeting Lex, he starts to go towards bankruptcy, which is odd. You're doing well. And all of a sudden, after meeting this guy, you start going towards bankruptcy. And then he turns around a few years later, sells it to Lex, and then the rest is history. So it's odd. And then that guy later on has financial trouble, and he actually jumps off a bridge, ending his own life. This is a real story. So it's wild, like the whole web of how it all connects with Wexner, Epstein, Jeffries, super weird. So, but I think Diddy gave up. I think he gave Jeffries up. He's low hanging fruit. So, anyways, we'll go back to Diddy's denial. So this is his third denial. They said the court evaluated each of the factors that it must consider under 18 USC, nature of circumstance of the offense charge, weight of evidence against the person, history and characteristics of this person, nature and seriousness of the danger that we pose by the person's release. So basically what they're saying is you're too dangerous. You're definitely a flight risk. You're definitely going to contact more witnesses. So this was never confirmed, but they're saying that Diddy was actually trying to contact people. And I'll bring that up too. And they're saying that he was contacting witnesses or other people on the outside. They said that they raided his shit. So we'll bring that up right now. So, according to U.S. prosecutors, Diddy is running the jail. This is what they're claiming, the U.S. prosecutors. They're saying he's running the jail, using inmates for phone time, trying to get in touch with witnesses, fabricate stories for the media, pay off other inmates to assist them while still fulfilling their commissary. Now, I was on the fence about this. Now I believe it because what just happened, like I want to say maybe less than a week ago, there's some private investigators that actually went out to a few influencers talking about Diddy, and they were asking them about Diddy. This is crazy. They're asking them like, hey, was somebody paid? Did you get paid by somebody to make up these stories or talk about Diddy in a certain way? So I didn't believe it at first, right? But here's the thing. Now you have, let's see, I think I have it on here somewhere. And make sure you guys follow Conspired TV. It's on Instagram. It's my streaming service. Make sure it's conspired.tv. Go check it out. We have documentaries. We have all types of stuff on there. original content. We got some stuff from Truth Bomb Mom and Tiffany Truther and a few other creators. Paranoid Americans on there. Shout out to them. They're all on the platform. So make sure you guys go to conspired.tv. It's alternative network for, it's essentially like a Netflix or a Hulu, but for alternative media. So go support, go check that out. So now, where did I put it? Let's see. I put it on here somewhere. It might be on my page, actually. It might be on my page. Let's see. Make sure you guys follow Maverick Approach as well on Instagram. Let's see if I put it on here. I believe I did. Oh, I did a video on it. So, an influencer by the name of Mala, she got her old place got visited. So she used to live somewhere, and this is her right here. She used to actually live at a place, and they came to her old residence. And what happened is, she said that her friend that lived there at the time put them on the phone, and there were like two private investigators, and they were like, "Hey, are you getting paid to talk about Diddy in a certain way?" And she goes, "No. Who are you? This is scary." Then they were like, "Well, if you weren't, how would you feel about maybe, I don't know, talking about Diddy in a good way and we can pay you?" So they kind of like danced around that, but they legit offered her a bribe to talk about Diddy. So then I made this video because I have like a bunch of viral videos on Diddy. And, I was making the case. I'm like, okay, well, because they have a long list. Like she said, they have about 10 other influencers that they will be visiting, which is fucking scary. It's like, wait, hold up. Who gave you this list? Who hired you? And like, how, like, where did this come about? Who is making this whole like syndicate of like people like going to do investigations and all this other stuff? It's like, it's either Diddy himself, obviously, or some of his workers and everything else. So going back to that accusation, I believe it now, because now he's trying to fabricate stories for the media and trying to coerce, influencers to talk, in a positive light about Diddy, or at least be somewhat objective. But that just proves that totally proves the point right there. I don't see how like now you cannot see it. It's insane. Like, what the fuck is happening? We have private investigators going after influencers talking about Diddy. What? Like, what is going on? What is happening? Like, when people just make content, it's just like, okay, we're just making content. We're going over the facts, or at least some people do. At least I do. But now it's like you have these private investigators who has a list of influencers talking about Diddy. This shit is serious. Like, it's wild. So who knows what's really happening? But anyways, yeah, so there's that. And then we'll go over, briefly with Drake and everything else. Let's see. Make sure you guys follow me on X as well. It's Mav Approach on X. This just happened too. An Arizona man actually was threatening to shoot Trump. Excuse me. So it says in several Facebook posts, Manuel Torres allegedly threatened to take out Trump while brandishing an AR-15 style. So let me show you guys that, because I just posted this as well. And let's see. So there he is in a low resolution image from a court document that allegedly shows Emmanuel with a gun, and now he's in custody. Now he's in custody. So we have a bunch of maniacs running around. In other words, I'm reading your comments too, you guys. So make sure you guys comment, whether you're on X, Instagram. Always comment so I can read the comments. In other words, they do criminal activity and get away with it, taking them out by design. Could be. It could be, you guys. It could be. There's so many moving parts. We could have another Epstein 2.0. Like, who knows? And this is what the guy said. This is going back to the guy who threatened to shoot Trump. So you're Caucasian nothing. You're Caucasian nothing. This guy sounds fucking mental already. You're Caucasian nothing. The fuck does that mean? Anyways, allegedly rant in a Facebook post Thursday. You'll earn nothing. Aryan money, that's all you have. You're a low-life scum. I'll spit in your fucking face, motherfucker. And give me a chance. I'm going to fucking bury you myself. This guy is completely off the reservation right now. What? You got to take that serious. I don't care if he was just fucking around or he was serious. He's obviously toting a gun right there. So it's like, seems pretty serious to me. So Trump better beef up his security. Finally caught alive. Yeah, we're here. I'm going live every day, you guys. Every single day. Except for weekends. Sorry. Let me say a weekday. A weekday. So Monday through Friday, 5:30 West Coast time, 8:30 East Coast time, going live Monday through Friday. So and I'm going live on all platforms. So you catch me on X. We're on X right now. We're on Instagram. And we're on YouTube. We're cranking it up. We are cranking it up, you guys. So let's read some of your comments. Is there any decent, rich, and famous people out there? They all sold their souls to the devil. In this case, Diddy. Yeah. I would say that a lot of these. See, here's the thing about with the elites or elites. You know what's funny about like all this stuff? And that's the thing. I grew up in Hollywood, you guys. I grew up, in in the valley. If you know LA, there's a valley about 20 minutes from Los Angeles, which is like the suburbs. So I've seen and heard a lot. Okay. I got a lot of stories. I actually have one story that it's more in recent times, like a couple years. I did an interview with Tasha K. That episode is going to be coming out. I'm talking about Tory, talking about Megan Thee Stallion and all that. I had a personal thing going on with them. But in Hollywood, what really happens, you guys, you would never know. Like, this is why a lot of like shocking shit comes out now, because what happens is that people see these people on TV screens and they're like, oh, they're so cool and nice and smart. And don't believe none of that shit. Like, these celebrities, that, you know how they say never meet your heroes? 9 times out of 10, you don't want to meet your heroes. You don't want to meet these people. Most of them are weirdos. They have a bunch of vices. Some of them are cool. Some of them are like, okay, you're kind of normal. But you got to understand, like, they have a level of money and power to where they're not living in reality. like our reality to where it's like everyday life. You go to work, you have family, you have, you work, you make your money, cool. But their vision and they have a skewed view of reality. They have a bunch of yes men around them, and then like the guys can get any girl they want. The women, they have a bunch of yes men around them, yes women, and they're getting so much money, and they're not living real life. They're not, and that's the problem. And they just take everything a step further. They take it a step further and take it a step further, and then what happens is like they get into some crazy shit. This is and this is how you get a Diddy. You literally get a Diddy because he wanted to try, like, okay, how far can I take it? Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do this. I can do this. And you just keep going. That's what literally what happens. I've heard so many crazy stories about celebrities and these actors and like even like NFL, NBA guys, like a lot of those people were weird. So I've met a lot of them because I'm I have a real estate company and they used to rent for me all the time. So yeah, like a lot of these people, they have their little quirks and whatever, but there's levels to it. Like these people, like the higher you get, like the A-list people, the higher you get up, the more fucking weird they get. Once you hit like 100 million, 200 million, and you're like, you have blockbuster movies and all this stuff, and you get to that level, these people are gone. They're out of here. They're completely out of here. But that's how you get a Diddy, is what I'm saying. But so yeah, moving along, I guess we got to talk about it just for a bit. And I had a video a couple of videos go viral on. Oh, we'll definitely talk about Kamala. Hold on. We got to talk about Kamala. But we'll get to her in a minute. And then Biden, yeah. But my whole point with Diddy, and the reason I thought he was getting out was because of this, of Drake and Kendrick, right? I thought it was one big distraction. And we'll go over some key points. And this was like a very unpopular opinion. It went viral on here on X. Let me find it. Right here. So it says right here, you guys. Unpopular opinion. I tweeted this about 2-3 days ago. Unpopular opinion. It's lame. This is what I said. It's lame Kendrick called Drake a pedo without hard evidence. That's the same tactic that they use on Michael Jackson to try to destroy him. And that got like 500,000 hits, caused up a firestorm. People were like, oh, don't compare Drake to Michael Jackson. I'm like, I'm not comparing the person. Active listening. I'm not comparing the person to person. I'm comparing the tactic and situation to the whole scenario, right? So like, think about it. Michael Jackson, he has a blockbuster deal, right? Back in 1988. Crazy deal that he does. And then, just a few short years later, I'll show you this. Just a few short years later, then what happens? What happens after he owns half of the music industry with Sony ATV, where he owns so much? What happens then? He gets hit with a bunch of allegations. Let's see if I can find it. Is it on this page? Yeah, so it's on this page. So Michael Jackson, back in 1988, does one of the biggest deals. Sony ATV. Okay. Sony ATV is a huge publishing company that owns a lot of music, and he bought it back in 1985 for $41.5 million cash, right? He owns the Beatles. He owns future artists like Eminem and Beyonce and numerous other artists. This is one of the most historic deals ever made, which was netting him hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars per year. Okay. So then Michael Jackson gets hit with, a couple years later, some SA charges, child abuse. They said he was a pedo. It's funny how that works, right? So like he buys that. A couple years later, all of a sudden, then he gets hit with these charges. Now, if you remember that he got hit with two cases. So one in the early 90s. And what happened was that this kid said, oh, he did this to me, yada, yada, yada. They go to court and then they settle out of court. Then that kid later on was like, just kidding, I was lying. So like completely just lied. Okay. Then fast forward, I believe it was in, I want to say like maybe 2005, around that time, he gets hit with another charge. Same charges, right? Kids and all this other stuff. Now, what happened is that he actually was charged state-wise, but the FBI comes in and assists them with a raid on Neverland Ranch. Okay? And what happened is that they found nothing. Not one. Okay. You guys realize right here, I don't know if I put it in here. Oh, I didn't put it in here. That the feds, they have a 90% conviction rate. Over 90%, actually. Now, being that they help with the investigation and whatnot, they would have found something. They found zero evidence. But by that time, the damage is done, completely destroyed. That's what happened. So I say all that because, well, look at this. Drake does one of the biggest deals in music history 2 years ago. Right? Now, all of a sudden, oh, he's a pedo. Now, that's the narrative. It's the same playbook. And I'm being very objective because people are so emotionally tied to this beef. I don't know why. I don't fucking care. I'm not Team Drake or Team Kendrick. I don't care. I can give a fuck. They don't pay my bills. These are two millionaires fighting over whatever the fuck. Who cares? Right? Why are people so emotional in a beef that doesn't pay their bills? I don't get it. But you gotta look at the facts. Drake does a $400 million deal with Universal. This deal is a licensing deal, but he owns his masters. After the deal is fulfilled and they recoup their money, he walks away with probably more than $400 million after it's all said and done, because it's like a 360 deal. And a 360 deal is essentially they take a piece of all your, your bookings for shows, your merch, everything you do. So, but he owns his masters. He has a catalog that's crazy. He has so many hits. And all of a sudden, now he's a pedo. I thought that was interesting. And I found an old tweet too right here from 2011. It says, this is what he tweeted. Universal needs to stop taking my fucking songs down. I am doing this for the people, not for your label. So he's been on that. Like, you got to pay attention to what people have been saying. So I feel like two things can be true at once. I feel like that could have been a distraction from Diddy because his bail hearing was the same day as Kendrick's album. But I feel like this is a tactic now that they use on Michael Jackson to take out Drake. He was the winning horse for the past 15 years, you guys. He was the winning horse for the past 15 years in the music industry. Number one, hit after hit, hit after hit. All of a sudden, everybody's Team Kendrick. Why do you think that is? You guys got to pay attention to this stuff. And I bring all that up because do you know who is the CEO of the company he's suing? Now, he's suing Universal. Does anybody know who is the CEO of Universal? Let's take a look. Let's take a quick look. Any wild guesses out there? Does anybody want to take a wild guess? Who is the CEO of Universal? And how does this all tie in? Well, it is this man, Lucian Grange. Now, who is this? This guy was in the original lawsuit with Diddy. Okay? So now it all comes back. He was in the original lawsuit filed by a producer named Lil Rod. He said Universal CEO Lucian Grange and Diddy was running this whole thing. And then all of a sudden, Lucian Grange gets dropped from the lawsuit and then just leaves Diddy in there. That's a little weird. They said they had no legal basis. It's not weird at all? Interesting. I'm reading some of your comments, you guys. Do you think that they will drop the charges for the people for January 6th? I think Trump said he was going to do like a case-by-case basis or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was something like that. But yeah, anyways, yeah, this guy right here, he was in the original Diddy case. And then all of a sudden he just magically just evaded the whole thing. Now, this is essentially the guy that Drake is suing. Like, he's suing the company, but he's going after Lucian Grange. He was with him, does this deal. All of a sudden, he's not the favorite anymore. Interesting. Nobody finds that odd at all? Like, nobody? Because I do. I'm just connecting the dots. And that's all you got to do sometimes. Like, it's just really weird. And also, I do want to talk about, this is actually hilarious. And this is something that's really funny too. I want to show you guys. So here you go. You have, I don't know if you guys can hear this.
Anybody take your power from you? You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
What the fuck is she talking about? What is she talking about? Have you guys seen this shit? This is hilarious. Like, she is... Who is her PR campaign? Like, who is running her shit? I was trying to figure this out for the longest. Who is running this? Clearly, she sipped on something. Allegedly. She likes to hit the bottle pretty hard. Allegedly. But who is she talking to? What's the context of this shit? Like, what? Why? Who the fuck is she talking to? You lost. So, like, why are we still hearing from you? Just fulfill whatever you got to fulfill for VP. You didn't do shit the last 4 years anyway. Just sit down. She brought out the whole Diddy list for her campaign. That didn't work. So here's what's happening with the landscape of everything, you guys. Legacy media is dead. Celebrities, nobody cares. Anytime she brings out all these people and spends $1 billion and ends up in $20 million in debt and still loses, what does that tell you? CNN is for sale. MSNBC is for sale. Time Magazine's for sale. Nobody cares. And how Elon says it, however you feel about him, we are the new media now, and I agree with him because we're not controlled, we're not paid off. You know, you guys do know that. I don't know if you guys know this, that Kamala actually reached out to me, her team, and tried to pay me off. This is real facts. This is real, actual facts. It's insane. So, quick sidebar, I'll tell you the story. If you guys don't know, you may have seen the video. So, I get an email. For one, backtrack real quick. I actually did a video on Kamala about her earring, the whole earring gate thing. So, I did a video on that. Blows up. Actually, I got to show you guys. I got to show you. It's crazy. But blows up and it goes viral. So I know they know who I am at this point. I know they know. Her media team and everything else. They featured me right here. And it was weird too because it was on 9/11, which I thought it was odd. So it says Kamala Harris debate earring triggers conspiracies, and then boom, right there. There I am. They do a whole hit piece on me. Check this out. You see that? They featured me talking about Kamala. It's not like it wasn't like a slew of like influencers or whatever. It was just me. Like, at least for the New York Post, it was just me that they were pointing out. Isn't this crazy? So they know who I am. I know her team was watching everything else. And they're like, oh, this guy's talking about her earrings and sparked a whole conspiracy, which I still believe Obama was probably talking to her. And I guess that's the editor who was talking about it. That's the audio earrings and everything else. They're like, oh, yeah, this has sparked a whole conspiracy. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So they know who I am. Then they reach out to me. They send me an email, a company that was actually involved with Kamala directly. She was involved with her. She got hired. Maybe I can show you guys the email. I want to show you guys. I don't want to pull up my email, but I'm trying to think if I have a screenshot of it. Anyways, I show the whole thing. I think I put it on either on my X account, or let me see if I have it on my Instagram, actually. It might be on my Instagram. I'll pull it up on my Instagram if it is. But they send me an email, and they're like, hey, how about you join us? Maybe, perhaps. I'm like, you fucking serious? Is this for real? Oh, here it is. Here we go. This is this is crazy. So check this out. You guys see that? It's wild. So here's the email. Paid influencer partnership. And it says, Maverick, hello, Maverick. We're inviting you to an exclusive paid opportunity to use your influence and your voice to help us support the Harris Waltz campaign. And I scratched out the company because I didn't want to like blow up their spot. They're just, that would be collateral damage. It says, we are an AI marketing company to expand diversity, equity, and inclusion. Literally DEI. No, thank you. As a leading voice in your community, you help drive the conversation, inspiring real change and enduring the progress of our country. Make no mistake about it, Kamala Harris is built differently. She is someone who puts in the work for our communities. When she's been in office for almost 4 years, when did she put work in the communities? I haven't seen it. Says here, from her early days, from creating reentry programs and fighting for safer neighborhoods to capping the cost of insulin at $35 a month. Like, it's a bunch of lies, right? Nearly doubling Black enrollment in healthcare and cutting Black child poverty in half. All these are lies. So anyways, yeah, there you go. So they wanted to like get on a call with me and all this other shit. And then other people were getting emails and text messages. People were screenshotting this and sending it to me, saying they were paying you $400. This one says, hey, we're looking for voting ambassadors to talk to their friends about Kamala Harris and Waltz with an up to $700 stipend if you apply today. And then this person said, no, thank you. Voting for Trump. Do not text me again. Classic shit. I just had to show you guys this. But anyways, I mean, now she's rambling. Now she's fucking, I don't know, going on drunk binges, and somebody should check on her. No, I don't get how you're literally, you raise $1 billion and you blow through it, and now you owe $20 million. Those donors are pissed. Those donors are pissed. I have a question for you guys. I have a question. Do you guys think that she's on the Diddy list? Do you guys think that Kamala is on the Diddy list? Because I heard that. I heard about it. I don't know for sure. They're saying that she has some connection. Like, do you guys think that, leave in the comments, do you guys think that Kamala is on the Diddy list? I'm curious now. All the people that she knew, that she got from, for her campaign and everything else. I don't know. Who knows? Somebody said, I can barely watch television and movies anymore. Once you know, it's hard to look past things. Yeah, correct. The only reason I watch movies, you guys, is for messages. So I want to bring something up that you may or may not know, but did you guys know that the DOD, the Department of Defense, has a movie production department? This is very real. I'll show you guys real quick. So check this out. This is wild. The Department of Defense, the DOD, Film Department, also known as the DOD Entertainment Media Unit, collaborates with filmmakers to provide military resources and ensure accurate portrayals of the military in films and television. This partnership often involves script oversight and control over the military is depicted to promote a favorable image. Now, they want a favorable image, but wouldn't you just use that for propaganda? Like that, they're telling you really in a favorable way. Like they're telling you how they want to convey messages to you. So that's why I watch movies. And I've always loved movies, and I always watched movies before. I'm a big movie buff, but that should tell you everything now. So when you're watching movies now, you have to watch it with a different lens. Don't watch it strictly for entertainment. Make sure you're aware of what movies you're watching and what can possibly be getting into your subconscious, because the DOD is creating movies and probably propaganda. So somebody said, now you know that hoe on that list. You guys are funny. You guys are hilarious. That is funny. But yeah, so that's why I watch movies, you guys. But yeah, anyways, going back to Diddy's bail hearing, I don't know what's gonna happen next. I guess we'll see. Kind of like his bail, his actual trial is May 5th next year. There he is with Obama. We can do a whole deep dive on him if we wanted to. But this is very telling though. There he is in a sketch. Like, these sketches are hilarious, by the way. These sketches are fucking hilarious. It looks just like him. It's a great sketch, actually. And this guy with his bow tie, hopefully he has great lawyers, because he's in a world of hurt right now. He's sitting in a pile of shit. So yeah. I don't wait. So hold on. Is this the fourth one or the third one? Somebody said the third one wasn't the trial. Okay, so this is the third one. But I think people are getting confused because the bail hearing was on Friday. Then it was pushed, and then they didn't hear anything. So I think, yeah, this is just the third one. Somebody tweeted, fourth time is the charm. I don't know how many bail hearings you can get before a trial. I don't know. Does anybody know? I'm not sure how many times you can get denied. I mean, maybe you can keep trying until the trial. I don't know. And you know what's funny too, that his bail hearing, the day, it was a very interesting day for that bail hearing, which was another weird thing, that Kendrick dropped his album on November 22nd of this month. So Diddy's bail hearing, same day. Kendrick Lamar's album, same day. And then, oh, look, John F. Kennedy, that's when he passed. November 22nd of the same day, the same year. Interesting. And people were saying that Kendrick chose this date because it was the headshot that's going to end Drake's career. So, thought that was interesting. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, you guys, I will be doing more lives. I've been meaning to do this a lot, like sooner. But yeah, I'm going to go live Monday through Friday. Make sure you guys follow me on X, follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube, of course. And yeah, I'm going to be going live every day, Monday through Friday, 5:30 West Coast time, 8:30 East Coast time. And we're just going to do these deep dives. And yeah, and just because there's so much news, and I want to do this. Check out my podcast that's going to be coming out. It's going to be like the official podcast. So these like deep dives I'm going to be doing every day, but also I'm going to be putting out the Maverick Approach podcast. We got some great guests coming on. I got one guest that she has to tell a vaccine story, crazy story. I got entrepreneurs on there. I got one, famous bodyguard who's telling a bunch of shit that's going on. He knows because he was really close to these people and he's telling all. You may have seen him. Yeah, so make sure you guys go to maverickapproach.com. Follow me on all socials. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And then I do have a class. If you guys want to get into, cryptocurrency, blockchain, the banking system is changing. The whole financial system is changing. So I teach that stuff on the daily. I have a free class. I'll leave the link below. I have a free class this Sunday. If you guys want to get into that class and learn some DeFi, learn about blockchain, passive income, all that stuff. The new system is here. We got a crypto-friendly administration. We got bills being passed. We got Trump about to buy exchanges. All that stuff is happening right now. That's the most important thing. And that video where I said it's a distraction, in that video as well, besides the Diddy thing, I was talking about XRP and how they are, every time the beef comes about, there's some like huge XRP news too. Like, they have their own stable coin now backed by the US dollar, and they have all these different things that's happening in the background while people are distracted looking over this way. This is what's happening in the financial world that's really going to affect you. So that's what I talk about. So make sure you guys get into that class. Hit me up on all socials, DM me and whatnot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Follow me on all socials. And then